Hello and welcome back to the Uncommon Survey Question and Answer. Our next segment talks about tell us what we could do to make our rating higher. Add biblically centered teachings and provide content more frequently. As you can see, that for some we're spot on, and for others they crave more. So while it's hard to please everyone, I think we try to find a balance that works for us as well as everyone else. Maybe live weekend retreats or seminars. So currently we're in 8 different countries and have over 50 charters worldwide. It would be a little difficult, I think, and expensive to try to develop something to meet in person for everyone. Maybe something in the States, even that would be a little bit expensive for people, but we have had several discussions about that. I think maybe more virtual sessions, maybe even a virtual conference, may be something that we do as a step toward that. I definitely think a Uncommon conference is on the horizon. I just don't know exactly when that may be. So, nothing but the cost factor. Again, we understand it comes down to cost for many people, especially when they're just getting by. They're just making it. So we totally understand that. Many of our supporters support other ministries, and so I get that. Money only goes so far, and especially if that ministry is your local church. That is paramount. They need your support, and so we would not want to take away from that at all. So, it says I'm having trouble viewing your website on my work computer. I'd also like to be more engaged in the Uncommon men's community. I'm not quite sure if your work is blocking, many websites only from a productive standpoint. I don't know if it's some are blocked for some reason based off of the content, or is it just a matter of they want you to work at your job. Now, if you're talking about your off hours, obviously, or your lunchtime and breaks, I understand that. But also, if you're looking to get involved with the men's ministry or men's community, I would look into the charter map to see which ones are near you, and then reach out to me and I can introduce you to one of our leaders. This next one touches on one of the topics that we just spoke about a second ago about have an annual conference. I think that has been on our radar for quite some time. I think right now financially we're unable to do that, but it doesn't stop us from talking about it and writing down notes, planning for it. So be in prayer for it. Obviously, if our donations tripled, then we would have no excuse of not being able to do this. So that's a challenge for you and us. Let's see. I would like to be able to subscribe to a daily or every other day newsletter with devotions or suggestions for devotions. I love the content, but crave more. That one there is basically, they always say leave them wanting more. So we hear you. I would love to be able to increase that frequency. Nix the logo and mascot. I touched on this in the previous segment. Based on all of my business experience of owning a creative studio as well as running Uncommon, that would be the complete opposite of what you would do to be a successful organization. But I appreciate the input nonetheless. Offer merchandise giveaways. We did a auction back in 2017 for a poster of Jack. We'll be doing another one of those, I think, in 2019. So a new artist is going to illustrate something for us, and we're going to get several prints done, especially one for the studio here. So you probably can't see it, but way back over there, next to Vader wearing the Saints hat, go Saints, is the Jack poster from some time back, 2017. So let's see. Maybe develop a system that has state-specific reps that can help with local chapters to be more engaged. We need more excitement around this great mission. Yeah, I love the excitement. I'd love to get representatives, regional, to reach out to kind of handle maybe like 10 or 12 different charters, to call on them, check in on them, see if they need anything, encourage them, maybe even attend a meeting or two. So we would just need volunteers for that. We would need approximately 10 to 12 people to do that, different parts around the country. And so if you're interested, please reach out to me. More articles related to faith development, not just problems, issues that face men often. For a deeper dive into Scripture, I would check out our devotions. Obviously, those are deeper than our articles. And we do try to touch on a wide range of topics. But if you have any suggestions about articles, please email me and let us know, because we're always wanting to write about something that resonates with our audience. So, a forum where members could discuss, maybe even a group. That's a great idea. We've entertained that thought a couple of times. I think one of the issues is that when you open a group, it needs to be moderated, and so it just takes some man hours to do that. But I think that's a really good idea, and we've been talking about that for a while, to let people engage each other. As of right now, we don't really get verbal engagement that much on social. We get a lot of sharing, a lot of likes, that type of things. Comments are usually the hardest one to get on a social platform. But a group, we could test it out for a little bit to see if that might work. And so that is definitely something we would be doing, I think. So, good suggestion. Let's see. Try describing the commitment expected of me and value received. So, I'm not quite sure if you're talking about from a donor point of view, or a charter leader, or maybe a member. I'm not quite sure what you're looking for. I think as a donor, I think that we send out an email every other month to our list of donors, telling them to be as transparent as possible of what we are working on, where the money's going, because we would never want you to donate and then wonder, what are they doing with our money? We try to be really, really transparent about, this is going toward this, or we've hit this milestone. Thanks to you, we've done this. From a charter leader standpoint, I think if you look at our website, How to Start a Charter, it goes through what's expected, kind of like the process of starting a charter. So if it's not one of those two, you wouldn't have known about a member just yet. So if it's not one of those two, please reach out to me and I'll answer that a little bit better for you. Let's see. A directory of men's groups I could connect with, unless I'm just missing it. So that would be our charter map on our website. So if you were to go to our website, on the drop-down menu, the burger on the right side, the drop-down menu is the charter map. Roll over your state, see what city we're in. If one is close to you, reach out to me and I'll connect you to that leader. So we get quite a few of those. We introduce someone to a new leader about once a week. Maybe have a devotional that could be read over a period of time rather than one blog each week. So our blogs, articles, are meant to be kind of single shots, one shot. Our devotionals are developed to be read over at least 5 days. So we just launched our next devotion called Men in Crisis. It's a devotion on divorce, and it's a 13-day devotion. So you can see our longer multi-day pieces are our devotionals. And so be sure to check out us on YouVersion. There should be about 27 devotions, all the minimum of 5 days and above. And as well as on Olive Tree, there's I think going on 4 devotions there now. So let's see. Write more articles for men who are young and single. I like reading what I can do in the future, but it doesn't help me much now. Great point. We've been looking to write more on that topic, even have a devotional coming out soon on that. I think it's in June, I think it's called Waiting on Her, I think it's called. So that's great feedback, and we will be developing more on that. I think we don't have anything in the hopper for blog articles, but we can do that next. So another great point. Sometimes the messages make things seem too easy. Well, it's not our intent to trivialize anything or minimize anything. We understand that many times a situation may take weeks, months, years, even decades of prayer to overcome or seeking God's guidance about something. So, but since we usually have a very small window, whether it be time, attention, the medium, we try to bring it full circle to have some closure to something, so that someone can read our content, step into that situation, and then see what a conclusion may look like. But we're not trying to paint a picture that everything is just wrapped up. By the end of the paragraph, everything's got a bow on it and it's hunky-dory. So we hear you. Somehow manage a face-to-face communication. Well, that's what our charters are for. Our charter groups are meant specifically for a face-to-face communication. So I would suggest you look into our charter program or the map where one is located for you. Let people have their opinion without having the need to always defend it. I'm not quite sure that is engagement or communication. That's a one-sided conversation. That is someone on the street corner holding a protest sign that's not willing to talk, maybe. Or we put out content and we're prepared to have a conversation about that content. If you make a comment, you need to be prepared to have a conversation about that. Not an argument. We don't tolerate that here at all. We'll squash that quick. But having a conversation about our content or your comment, that's called a conversation, and that's going to happen here. So I would suggest instead of asking for that not to happen, embrace that it's going to happen. And so I think that our culture needs to work on communication, because quite frankly, we suck at it. It's wanting to give an opinion and not listen, or give an opinion before you even kind of understand the details. So I would recommend, pray about that, read our content, comment on it, and be prepared to, have a conversation about that. It may not happen, and it may, but to ask for it never to happen, I think is naive. So I'm sorry about that. Our mission statement and creative mission statement, that is on our website. So you can look at uncommon.org/mission. And let's see. Once quarterly, let men across the globe share their triumphs and struggles. So each week in our charter group, we do what we call the high-low. So I share the high and low of the week every week. Sometimes you got to search for them. Sometimes they're very apparent. But I always encourage guys to do that too, so that one, we can celebrate your highs, and two, encourage you and pray about your lows. So, because everybody has both of those. You may feel that you only have one or the other, but you do have both. And so, maybe we need to have that on a global scale for the Uncommon fan base. And it's not just for our charters. So we will look into that from a social standpoint and see what we can do. Good job. The last one in this section is blog posts have a takeaway, but maybe something like now what or make it so with actions to implement the post topic during the week. So again, this is our soon-to-be membership program. So if what you currently experience on Uncommon will not change if you don't become a member. Nothing will change. So you'll be able to see the article. It'll have a takeaway. If you become a member, once our membership program launches, probably in March, it's $25 a year, annual. It renews automatically. But that will have the article and more content like questions and challenges and a little more in-depth content around that. So I think you're asking for something like that, and I think that's going to be delivered through our membership program. If you're looking for more biblically deep stuff, then our devotions would be that case. And if you're part of one of our charters, we are also going to start to dive deeper by giving you guys more content, more Bible lesson focused questions, challenges, takeaways, that kind of stuff. So I think everybody's from members and charters are going to get deeper. The average user that experiences Uncommon like it is now currently will continue to experience Uncommon just like that with the article and a takeaway. So that is the segment called Tell Us What We Can Do to Make Our Rating Higher. Our next one is coming up. Hope to see you there.